really needed was implants in people that could be read from a central unit in the Majestic's wheelhouse. Did you see the movie Aliens, when the survivors of the initial alien attack are holed up in operations and they are looking at electronic blueprints of the facility? They search for the implants and find out that all the humans are in one central location. Exactly how we looked right now, except our prints were paper, nobody had any implants, and we had zombies instead of aliens. Basically, we were screwed. We could probably search this giant vessel for a week and not find where my friends were hiding. Throw in some infected, and we're here forever. I'm going to check the bodies. Both of the boys looked at me like I was crazy. One of them should have the key that Shumitz wants. I noticed a big body with a black t-shirt covering most of its face. This had been a friend of mine. I actually got a lump in my throat and felt not a little bit of guilt. I had shot him when he had begun to fade out after being bitten. I got to one knee and touched his hand. The memory of his death was crushing. The things up here hadn't torn him to pieces, so I could only assume that whatever time frame it takes for a body to turn unappetizing to the dead had expired prior to them gaining access to the wheelhouse. I moved to where I remembered the slumped body of Dr. Callis was. She was still there, but stretched out with her hands folded on her chest. Her face was covered with a towel. I looked at her and immediately felt sad. This woman, however stupid, didn't deserve to die like this. She had forcefully brought hundreds of infected on board this floating sanctuary in order to study them, to find a vaccine or cure or whatever. I hated her for being such an idiot. But looking at her corpse, I started thinking about all the other dead people in the world. They had been people just like me, all dead because of this stupid plague. But this dumbass had still killed a bunch of people who otherwise would have made it, at least a while longer. I parted her formerly white shirt and saw a chain around her neck. I pulled on the chain, and some of her goo came with it. It was nauseating. I jerked the chain, and it came free with the same type of key that Shumitz had. It was red and roundish, a cylinder with pieces cut out, some type of metal. Why hadn't the first group sent by Shumitz at least taken this key? I wiped the key in the dead doctor's pants and put it in a small steel box that Captain Shumitz had given me. The box was attached to a chain exactly like the doctor's, and I put it around my neck. Remo and Kinga were messing with something when I returned to the consoles. Kinga looked up. "Did she have it?" "The key? Yeah. But I don't know where the data would be." "We need to call that in," Kinga informed me. "Where is it?" I patted my chest. "Safe." He held out his hand. "I'll take it." I pulled the whole shebang out of my shirt and handed it to him. He put the chain around his own neck, the little box now inside his own shirt. Copycat. Several dead had made it up the long steel stairway and had begun scratching at the portside hatch window. We all looked and then got back to the task at hand. Kinga began setting up the comlink thing again. I asked him why he didn't just use the Majestic's radio, and he told me it wasn't secure. Remo shook his head in what could only be disgust and removed his helmet to wipe his forehead. Those looks were usually directed at yours truly for doing something monumentally stupid. But I hadn't done anything dumb for at least 10 minutes. At least I didn't think so. Remo picked up a phone and pressed a button. "To the soldiers, sailors, crew, and refugees on board the Majestic Maersk. My team is here to remove you from this ship and bring you someplace safe. If you can hear me and are near a phone, please call the wheelhouse." He replaced the receiver, which was on a cord, if you can believe it, back in the cradle. The phone rang in under 10 seconds. Remo, having kept his hand on it the whole time, picked it up immediately. "Yes? Yes, we're in the wheelhouse. We have it secured, but we'll need to get to you. Do you have the data Shumitz was looking for? Where are you? How many of you are there? Exfil has a boat coming tomorrow. My team will come for you within the hour. Sit tight." "Wait!" I had positively yelled that. Remo gave me a sideways glance. "Ask if Ship, Alvarez, and Donna are with them." Remo asked, and then nodded to me in the affirmative. He passed me the receiver.